State of the City Budget. That is going to be covered by our city manager, Mr. Pete Landrum.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you, City Council. You should have before you a copy of the presentation, but also you should have a budget book that is with you, 2024 municipal budget. You should have a copy of that, and you should have already had received from the budget work session, which went and changed the 5-year capital plan. And I'll state it later on, but all this will be available online tomorrow for everybody. Okay, so tonight, going to start right off with this. This is a state is provided annually to update citizens on the physical accountability and operations and capital accomplishments of the city. Tonight, you will be presented the upcoming budget, which will include 2 different legal legislative transactions. Resolution 2358, which is accepting the 2024 budget, and then Ordinance 2336, which is the actual budget appropriations. Near future plans of the city improvements to maintain and enhance a facility of service delivery. It'll be a report on finances, administrative activities, and inventory of properties, all part of the reporting requirements of the city charter. So jumping right into this, the 2024 municipal budget will cover January 1st through December 31st, so we're a calendar year. Municipal budget and 5-year capital plan will be available, as I said, on the website, line item by line item detail, as if you listen to or were here during the budget work sessions, it's kind of the same detail. So the city budget process, you know, there's a lot of time and effort that went into this. Really, the budget process starts now. We start talking about 2025 already. But for a lot of it, it starts mid-year in July at our council management strategy sessions. You know, a lot of it has went into this on staff of creative solutions, shared resources, technology, upgrades, efficiencies, improvements. And of course, as always, the Beavercreek way is pursuing grant opportunities aggressively. Staff worked hard to secure a strong financial position while maintaining City Council's policy objective of maintaining the minimum fund balance of 20% for all operating funds, and building goals and objectives to meet City Council's strategic priorities, which 2 years ago those were created at the July work session, council strategy work session. We did add a new one, which we'll get to. And of course, public budget work sessions were conducted on November 15th and 20th by staff and City Council. Very successful. Always a good time to have to hear council's comments. So just as a high-level executive summary, again, at the work session, we went line item by line item. We're not going to do that. That took us 2 nights to do that. So this is going to be a very high level. This first is a picture of the revenue and expenditures of the major funds in millions. What I wanted to highlight here is on the right-hand side is the percentage should at least be 20% for the operating funds. Some of those do not have, like the 0.36, that's a capital fund. The 1.2, that's another capital fund. So those are not operating funds. And a golf course is an enterprise fund, so that's at 0 as far as that goes. But so we met the objective that all funds are that are operating in nature have salaries and ongoing operating costs of 20% fund balance. I want to talk about first revenue, $48.05 million. I want to stress this, that the largest, which is property taxes, is sitting at 61.6%. You know, we're approaching $30 million in property taxes as our primary resource. There are cities that only have this as 5% because they have income tax. So that this is our primary revenue source. Property taxes, as we said, account for 61.6% revenue. The amount percentage increased with the passage of the 1.8 mil police levy. So that's a brand new levy that goes into effect in 2024 that was voted on in 2023. The city's other voted levies remain relatively the same from year to year. We'll address that here in a minute. The second largest is intergovernmental revenue, is $6 million, or 12.5% of the 2024 budget, and it's the second largest source of revenue. They include things like fuel taxes, motor vehicle license, local government funds from the state. Hotel, motel taxes, and beverage and cigarette license are also included in that. The third largest, if you look at the chart, is grant revenue, comprising of $3.6 million, or 7.5% of the budget. Grant revenue includes $3.5 million in ODOT, Ohio Department of Transportation grants, for 6 major street infrastructure projects. The makeup of the remaining revenues, is various charges for services, interfund transfers, license fees, special assessments, and miscellaneous revenue. All right, this slide here, I wanted to point out, remember back on the pie chart that reflected 61.6% of property taxes. So this is a budget highlight of that. This does not include the police levy, but that just came on, but just to give you a comparison from year to year, this is the levies only, 24 compared to 23, and it shows you basically the impact of the reappraisal. The impact is that fixed levies, as these are not impacted by reappraisals. So house appraisals could have went up 50%. It would not impact fixed levies. Fixed levies are not impacted by reappraisals. So as you see, this is why a lot of times levies, we estimate those out usually 5 years, and then after 5 years, we're back on asking for a little bit more. This was a good year. We increased 1.44%. That's based on probably new parcels that came on, maybe some increased values because they built additions on or something of that nature. So 1.44% in a good year, so to speak. That shows you that it doesn't even keep up with normal inflation, what it used to be. Definitely doesn't keep up with now. But just that's a snapshot to show people that we didn't get the 25% of people's reappraisals of their homes. That did not happen. And this is just all the property taxes. So when you go with the general fund and the police pension, those are inside millages, which are impacted positively or negatively. They are immediately impacted by reappraisals. And you can see, yes, they went up 23.34%. But when you look at it as a whole for the city, that makes the city property tax increase as a whole 3.42%. And I would like to thank Mr. Casera and Ms. Teresa Hathaway that there was a last-second property tax change from the auditor, and they worked hard to get the slight number changed so that we could have this accurate as possible. All right, moving on, the expenses. So our expenditures by functions, total budget expenditures for 2024 is $49 million, so that's approximately $2.4 million or 4.7% decrease when compared to 23. The decrease is due to the $4.1 million in capital expenditures, which utilize the American Rescue Plan funding that was budgeted in 2023. Street maintenance and capital still remains the largest expenditure. That's $21.65 million or 44.1%. That was a result of several major infrastructure projects with a significant portion of the funding coming from grants. Public safety represents the second largest portion of the budget at approximately 12.94% or 26.4% of the 24 expenditures. This increased with the passage of the $1.8 million levy, police levy, which included the addition of 5 new police officers to start in 2024. Special revenue or fiduciary funds makes up the next, and it's $3.96 million or 8.1% in this year's budget as a result of a $2 million in American Rescue Plan ARPA that was rebudgeted to be encumbered to be completed for the final stormwater major infrastructure project. So we had to rebudget it because it was being delayed to get the specs and all the plans, but hopefully get both of those knocked out in 2024. Expenditures by category, let's see here. There we go. Expenditures by category, wages and benefits account for the largest portion of the budget, which isn't really uncommon. We are a people service industry. Usually this is a ton higher, but we have a very high level of capital. But personnel is the largest portion of the budget, which accounts for $19.32 million, or 39.4%. The $1.3 million increase over last year's budget is a result of that adding 5 additional new officers. With the passage of the levy and the assistant city manager, along with wage and insurance increases, and the city budgeted for in 2024. The second largest component of the budget is capital, which represents approximately $16.2 million, 33% of the budget. This $2.89 million decrease from last year's budget, again, is a result of the city budgeting $4.1 million in ARPA projects in 23. This $16.2 million does include funds dedicated to a large capital improvement program in 2024, was part of the 5-year capital improvement plan. Contractual is the third largest. If you see the piece of pie up there, that's $8.08 million, or 16.4%. And some of the larger items with this include like resurfacing of streets and curb repair, interfund charges for indirect costs, other professional services like legal fees, prosecution services, liability, property insurance, combined health services, animal control, audit costs, recreational programs, and the In Touch newsletter. So let me get to some budget highlights. The budget summaries are formatted to ensure the city is dedicating valuable resources to the vision and strategic priorities established by City Council. So this year, public safety priority was added to the existing 5 priorities, which we'll cover this. Each department tied their goals and objectives to furthering these established City Council priorities, and these are all in the budget book. So residents will be able to look at the digital format of the online budget in each fund, under the general fund, under the golf and police, parks. Under each fund, they'll be able to see the goals, objectives, and how they tie back to City Council's priorities. A total of $11.2 million, shifting gears, $11.2 million in improvement projects are included in the street capital improvement budgets. Of this, $4 million, or 35.7%, is funding utilized federal and state grants. Again, we depend on these grants. Projects include North Fairfield Road widening, $2.2 million, North Fairfield Road reconstruction, $1.8 million, Grange Hall widening, $1.35 million, Colonel Glenn resurfacing, $740,000, and Colonel Glenn Highway enhancements, $571,000, and many other smaller projects. The budget includes 5 additional police officers, as we discussed, as a result of the police levy. An assistant city manager, we also included this under personnel, but was included in the updated staffing management plan, which I'll get to that part here in a minute as well. In addition, several part-time seasonal and interns were also included to assist in the efficient operations of the various departments. This budget does also include $2.8 million for thoroughfare and residential street resurfacing, which unfortunately has been more difficult to get the mileage out of it that we have in the past because of this sharp increase in the last 2 years of asphalt. But we will continue to stretch that dollars as far as we can. The city has adopted approximately $1.9 million for repairs and upgrades to various city facilities. This includes phase 1 of sidewalk program, ditch restoration program, and the funding for a ditch master plan throughout the city. In addition, essential roof repairs have been budgeted for the maintenance facility and City Hall. Also, continuation of long-term maintenance programs have been budgeted for the golf course, and this includes continuation of the bunker renovations, cart path resurfacing, and clubhouse repairs. The vehicle equipment replacement program has returned to normal, budgeted at $2.8 million. This includes additional equipment, replacement of equipment that has been delayed due to funding received through passage of critical levies to street and police. Now, I will say that We put them on order, and we hope to get them within 1 to 2 years. The trucks, the big trucks, the tractors, they are very difficult. If we run past one, we grab it as soon as we can. But there is a delay in what we order. The city will continue its efforts in essential maintenance and capital repairs throughout the city's parks. This includes playground replacement at Walnut Grove, bridge replacement at Stafford Park, and creation of the new asphalt path around Virgilito Park. The city also rebudgeted, as I had mentioned earlier, $2 million in ARPA funds to complete the Willowcrest Stormwater Project, slated for construction in '24 to improve that area, high water and during bad rain events. Now, a new division entitled Community Enhancement was created. The emphasis in 2024 will be the implementation of a Veterans Banners program and phase 1 of the Entryway Enhancement Program. Both will really add, that's why we call it community enhancement, a sense of community pride. The Veterans Banner, sitting right next to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, how do we not have a Veterans Banner program? So there's going to be a lot of people wanting to take, there's going to be a fee and so forth, but it'll be down Dayton, Xenia, and North Fairfield Road along those decorated pole lights. And so engineering, you guys will, council's aware, but the residents will start to hear about that early next year. It's an exciting time. Also, new projects for 2024 will be including digitizing some HR and payroll records. That's phase 1. We have so much records. If you saw the basement here, how much records we have, digitalizing stuff is that's allowed by law is the way to go. Facility planning, public engagement project. Again, the facilities need help, so some facility planning to allow public engagement will definitely help and assist in this project. So I won't dwell on it too long, but we already covered the 5-year capital improvement plan in the budget hearings. It'll be also online, but it is per the city charter and covers the streets, traffic, building and lands, parks, rec, building bicycle facilities, golf course, and stormwater improvements for the 5-year. So that's available will be available also online. And of course, 2024's capital is included in the budget. This is just per charter, 6.02 of the charter, to provide the properties that the city owns. This does not include just road right-of-ways. It'd be a mile long. But this is, the basics of the parks. Nothing has changed since last year, except we named Springhouse Park. And I believe last December we did take ownership. It was pending on this list last year, but the property next to Willowcrest, the stormwater, 2 properties there, and the properties at 835 and Grange Hall is also listed on this now. They were listed last year, but listed as pending because we were almost ready to close on those properties. Accomplishments. Proud to, it's been a long year. You look back and I think about things that happened, and I'm like, did that happen last year? Yeah, that was just in February or March, and I'm thinking like it's been like 2 years ago. I don't know if that's good or bad on how long the year's been, but it's been a very active year, and there's many things to be proud of. I just want to go through the 2023 updated staffing management plan, what happened with this real quick, because this can't be really, there's not a video for this. But a change was going to be needed due to an external promotion and an unscheduled retirement in 2 key positions. Very proud of both individuals, very happy for the retirement, very happy for the promotion, very well deserved. But we were looking at that in succession planning in 2025 probably, or 24, and it accelerated the plan. So the city manager presented a plan in 23 of February and was approved by city council in March of 23. Changes include hiring the assistant city manager, and that they were responsible for HR, golf, parks, recreational, and special projects. Eliminated the public administrative service director position, but that was then filled, part of that was split off by the assistant city manager, and part went to the public service director, which I'll get to. One of the retirement was HR manager, and with knowing what's happening in 2024 with Mr. Casera retiring as the financial administrative services director, and that will become finance director. Those shifted some of the experience in HR experience or HR duties from finance to under the actual HR director position. So the HR manager became an HR director position. Internal promotion of public service director / city engineer, Mr. Mormon. We're very glad he was willing to take on those tasks, and he's now responsible for public service and engineering division. And of course, with all these grants that we get with engineering, how they just unbelievably, I think it's record year after record year on number of grants, hiring of a new position for associate city engineer to help them manage all the projects and grants that they manage. And the last one here before the video, again, the retirement of financial administrative service director will be next year, and also the retirement of my executive assistant to the city manager. All the positions have been hired successfully. The new members of the management team have fit in very well. I can't be more pleased. Human resource director, it didn't take her long till she liked the camaraderie and the group up here, and she was down in the fishbowl, what we call it, downstairs, and she's like, "Can I move up?" And we said, "Sure." And so we had to make room for her. Now the whole suite is full. There's not an empty spot anywhere. So she moved up to be part of the team, to be closer. It did help us network a lot easier. And the city has been able to attract great talent and great people that feel called to public service. And that's just a testimony to the city of Beavercreek. All right, now make sure all mics are off. We're going to show a video. Thank Katie Carrico in advance for this wonderful video. So sit back and watch the accomplishments of 2023.
In 2023, the city of Beavercreek continued its journey toward being a safe, vibrant community dedicated to serving the needs of residents and embracing the opportunities of tomorrow. We are proud to share the city's remarkable achievements throughout 2023 that highlight the city's commitment to its residents. Beavercreek's Parks, Recreation, and Culture Division has been a driving force in increasing community engagement. The department proudly hosted 8 community events, including the cherished 4th of July celebration and the family favorite Try-A-Truck. Dominic Lafino Park hosted 8 concerts as part of our summer concert series, featuring local musicians and 2 children's concerts. The division also boosted attendance at its recreational programs by introducing 11 new programs and expanding its 8-week summer camp, providing children with more opportunities to explore, learn, and create lasting memories. ADA enhancements at Merrick Park have improved accessibility, ensuring that everyone can enjoy the park. At 148 acres, the city's largest park, Springhouse Park, opened to the public this year. After receiving hundreds of submissions from the community, City Council chose the name to recognize the park's natural spring and Springhouse. Over the past year, Branstetter Carroll worked with park staff and the community to develop a master plan for the park to act as a guide for the planning and development of the park land. In August, the community celebrated the opening of Springhouse Park, and thanks to the help of dozens of volunteers, the park now features several hiking trails so people can enjoy its beauty. At the Beavercreek Senior Center, membership soared to more than 2,000 active members, a 33% increase from the previous year. The center facilitated more than 8,000 transportation trips, ensuring seniors stay connected and engaged with the community. The center also hosted 34 events for its members, introduced new recreational programs, and invested in state-of-the-art fitness equipment to promote the health and activity of its members. The Beavercreek Police Department remains dedicated to serving and protecting the Beavercreek community. In 2023, the department implemented a comprehensive health and wellness program for its officers. Community engagement remained a priority as the department participated in 72 community events, including Safety Town and National Night Out. The department also welcomed new members to its ranks, including K-9 Officer Mickey, and promoted 3 officers to sergeants.
A male shooter entered the Walmart.
In the face of adversity, the department demonstrated its unwavering commitment to the community. Responding to a mass shooting at a Beavercreek business, officers arrived on the scene within 3 minutes of the first 911 call. Their swift action played a crucial role in protecting lives and assisting victims, showcasing their dedication to public safety. The city's communications manager played a pivotal role in keeping the community informed. Following that mass shooting, they assisted the police department in handling media requests and press conferences for local, state, national, and international media. Throughout 2023, the city appeared in the media more than 100 times, showcasing city projects, services, and programs. To enhance community connection, a digital newsletter was launched, and Beavercreek TV underwent a redesign to feature more local content, promoting upcoming events and recreation programs. The first Beavercreek Citizens Academy provided 30 residents with behind-the-scenes access to city programs and services. The city's engineering division secured more than $8.4 million in new grant funding from the Miami Valley Regional Planning Commission. These funds will propel 7 major future projects aimed at enhancing city roads and infrastructure. The division awarded construction contracts for 7 significant projects, ranging from widening Grange Hall Road to restoring a large ditch along Vineland Trail and the city's 2023 street resurfacing and curb replacement program. Additionally, engineering contracts were awarded for 5 transformative projects, including reconstruction along North Fairfield Road and the bridge on Factory Road. Staff's hard work also resulted in the opening and celebration of McGrath Way, a tribute to Jeff McGrath, who worked in the city's planning department for 19 years. City engineers hosted public involvement meetings for 6 capital improvement projects, emphasizing the importance of community input in shaping the city's future. Meanwhile, the city's public service division maintained 577 lane miles citywide, responding promptly to 2,000 work orders. The division inspected, repaired, and replaced more than 60 catch basins to prevent flooding and water pollution. For the 5th consecutive year, the city achieved Tree City USA status, and one of its employees became a certified arborist. During the winter months, the division efficiently handled 8 snow and ice events, deploying 670 tons of salt strategically. Beavercreek's Planning and Development Department played a pivotal role in planning and guiding development throughout the city. The department reviewed and approved 790 zoning permits, guided cases through the Planning Commission and City Council, and welcomed 51 businesses moving into existing tenant spaces and 8 new commercial construction projects. The department also worked closely with council to become one of the first cities in the nation to pass legislation requiring applicants for zoning permits to certify they are not subject to review by the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States in an effort to safeguard Wright-Patterson Air Force Base and national security. Code enforcement conducted more than 3,700 inspections and organized a neighborhood cleanup, demonstrating the city's commitment to the community's health and safety. The Beavercreek Golf Club had a record-breaking year, hosting more than 35,000 rounds of golf and over 50 golf outings. This year, the club began a 3-phase bunker renovation project, aiming to elevate the golfing experience. During the summer months, dozens gathered for the club's 5 Party on the Patio events, featuring music and food trucks. Additionally, the club hosted 2 junior golf camps with more than 60 kids each, passing along the love for golf to the next generation. The city's finance department continues its legacy of financial excellence, earning the Ohio Auditor of State Award with distinction for the 12th consecutive year. The department implemented a hotel motel tax for short-term rentals and developed balanced budgets with 20% reserves for all departments, ensuring stability for city services. As Beavercreek strides forward into the future, these 2023 achievements underscore its dedication to creating a safe and vibrant community. With a commitment to safety, engagement, and financial stability, Beavercreek remains a city that embraces the opportunities of tomorrow.
Just when you think it can't get any better, all right? Good job, Katie. All right, so our has been, our the vision statement is, the city of Beavercreek is a safe, vibrant community dedicated to serving the needs of residents and embracing the opportunities of tomorrow. And that was developed along with 5 strategic priorities initially in July of 2022. But in 2023, we had an additional, we had a strategic council strategy plan, management strategy plan meeting, and we added a 6th regarding public safety, which I'll address just in a second. We also the process of goals and objectives were developed based on these strategic priorities. And together with the vision statement and the strategic priorities, they provide a clear direction for staff when making decisions that impact the Beavercreek community. So just as a quick reminder, I'm not going to go through all of the information on this, but our strategic priorities: diversified and sustainable revenue, engaged and informed community, planned infrastructure, right-sized workforce, and family-friendly parks. And a new one for this year was added was public safety, prevention, education, and support. Build mutual trust and respect through collaboration, information sharing, education, and diligent response to community needs and concerns. With that, some final thoughts. 2024 facility needs for the police and City Hall. As discussed, both buildings may appear fine on the surface, but there's many underlying issues, from size to operational needs to even the police department being mentioned in their accreditation year after year that something needs done with their building. So there's a lot of things that we can look for in 2024, including public comments, public input on this, and that's one issue that we will be addressing. But many challenges for 2024. Park funding is another challenge for 2024. 2024 represents the 5th year of the park levy since its last increase. So as I said, if you remember, our levies are usually 5-year cycles. They last 5 years, then usually, unless you're able to got a grant or got something else that can help offset some costs, you're right back with on the ballot saying, because the rise of the income, the revenue does not keep up with the rise of inflation. So here we are with the addition of maintenance costs of Springhouse Park, which will just mow down probably about 4 times a year and keep the right-of-ways mowed. And we got volunteers for the trails and things like that, but some price of some gravel. But other than that, even with just those minimal things, we're in the last year of the park levy where decisions will have to be made even just to maintain what we have. And as always, infrastructure projects. This always will be my favorite one. Willow Crest, we hope to get this resolved so this doesn't happen again. This plan will be underway. Hopefully construction begin spring to summertime, and address unfunded backlog of infrastructure is always a challenge. For those that don't know or don't understand, projects like this cannot be paid for by street levy dollars. This is one-time funding of the ARPA dollars that we use to utilize on these several projects that we do not have funding for, never have had funding in the 40 years for, but we are dedicating the ARPA funds to these major projects. And again, the final documents will be on our website, the accomplishments, the budget, this video, the 5-year capital, everything will be on as of tomorrow. And I want to thank residents for their commitment to make Beavercreek a better community by taking an active role in the city and helping us shape the future of our city. And thanks to City Council for placing your trust and confidence in me and providing me the opportunity. And thanks to city staff. City of Beavercreek employees are just awesome. They're great people doing great things. We have challenges to face, but we fulfill expectations every day. And the staff is, I can't say enough, they're great. So our success is a direct result of the way our departments, leadership, and staff all work collaboratively with the City Council and the community to make Beavercreek a place it is today. And we're very proud of that and very proud of Beavercreek. And for that, that is the state of the city this year. Any questions or comments?
Well, thank you very much. And, thanks for your leadership. Thanks to your staff for all their hard work. And in addition to that, thanks to all the volunteers that help this community every day of the week. And, it's a proud place for us to call home. I know we do up here, and I think most everybody does. So thank you. Any other comments or questions? Thanks, Pete.
All right, thank you.